Students, today we will see 8th standard science topic chemical effects of electric current. You have learned in your previous class that electricity is a form of energy. It has become an essential part of our day-to-day lives. We use many appliances that require electricity to work. Classification of substance. Substance can be classified into two types. One is good conductors, another one is bad conductors. Conductors. Substance which allow electric current to pass through. It is called conductors. Example, aluminium, steel, copper, iron, silver and metals are conductors. Second one, what are insulators? Substance which do not allow electric current to pass through. It is called as insulators or bad conductors. Example, plastic, glass, wood, rubber. These are the examples for insulators. Only solids, some liquids to conduct electricity. Is water a good conductor of electricity? Pure water has no impurity inside and no other substance are mixed in water. So, pure water is not a good conductor of electricity. But fresh water contains dissolved salts. Water has dissolved salts conducts electricity. Example, touching a switch or an electrical appliances that is connected to the power mains with wet hands could result in flow of electricity through the body and the person may experience an electric shock. Electric shock can kill a person. It's an atom. An atom is an extremely small particles. Atom is made up of protons, neutrons and electrons. Protons and neutrons are located at the center of the atom. These subatomic particles form the nucleus of an atom. We have already seen proton and neutron at the center of the nucleus, but electron around the nucleus. Atom is the basic unit of an element. Proton and neutrons are held firmly in the nucleus of an atom. They cannot be moved from an atom under ordinary condition. But most atoms have only one or more loosely held electrons. The loosely held electrons can move from one atom to another. But electrons around the nucleus. What is the difference between proton, neutron and electron? Proton and neutron inside the nucleus, but electron outside the nucleus. Proton and neutrons are tightly bounded, but electrons can be weakly bounded. Proton have positive charge, neutron have no charge, but electron have negative charge. Next topic we will see ionization. What is ionization? A neutral atom into an ion. Changed atom, these are called ionization. We have already seen proton and neutron at the center of the nucleus, but electron around the nucleus. Atom is the basic unit of an element. Proton and neutrons are held firmly in the nucleus of an atom. They cannot be moved from an atom under ordinary condition. But most atoms have only one or more loosely held electrons. The loosely held electrons can move from one atom to another. An atom becomes negatively or positively charged by gaining or losing one or more electrons. Sometimes electrons have loss of electrons, sometimes have gain of electrons. What is cation and anion? Cations. An atoms that loses one or more electrons has positively charged positively charged equal to protons. Then negative charge equal to electrons. An atom is positively charged. A charged atom is called an ion. A positively charged ion is called cations. Cations always positive charge. Next, anion. An atom loses electrons by transferring them to another atom. The atom that gains one or more electrons has more negative charge. A negatively charged ion is called anion. Positive charge ion equal to cation. Negative charge ion equal to anion. Example for ionization. What is ionization? There are certain compounds which, when dissolved in water, the atoms turn into cations and anions. This process is called ionization. For example, when table salt NaCl dissolves in water, its molecules break into sodium ions Na plus and chloride ions Cl minus. The sodium ions carry positively electric charge and the chloride ions carry negative electric charge. Sodium ions lost one electrons, they got plus cation charge Na plus. Chloride ion gain an one electron, so they get negative charge Cl minus ions. Important topics: electrolytes. A compound atoms ionize into positively and negatively charged ions in a solution is called an electrolyte. This picture, a molecule breaks into ions, positively and negatively charged ions in a solution is called electrolytes. There are two different types of electrolytes. One is strong electrolytes, another one is weak electrolyte. What is strong electrolyte? A strong electrolyte is a compound. It dissolved in water, ionizes completely. If the substance dissolved in water, ionizes completely. That is called strong electrolytes. All the molecules break down to form cations and anions. Strong electrolytes are good conductor of electricity. An example for strong electrolyte. Substance dissolved in water ionizes completely. All the molecules break to form cations and anions. This is the example for strong electrolyte. These are the example for strong electrolytes. Strong acid, hydrochloric acid, formula HCl. Sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Nitric acid, HNO3. These are the strong acid. Next, strong base, sodium hydroxide. Sodium formula Na, hydroxide OH. Sodium hydroxide NaOH. Potassium hydroxide. Potassium formula K. Hydroxide OH. Formula KOH. These are the example for strong base. Next, salts. Sodium chloride. Another name, table salt, common salt. Sodium Na chloride Cl. Formula NaCl. Magnesium Mg chloride Cl. Formula MgCl2. These are the example for strong electrolytes. One weak electrolyte. Weak electrolyte is a compound dissolved in water, only partially ionized. Molecules do not break into ions. Weak electrolytes conduct electricity weakly. Example for weak electrolyte. Molecules of a weak electrolyte ionize partially. You see in this picture, some molecules ionize completely. Some molecules do not ionize. This is the partially ionized in a solution. This is called weak electrolyte. The example for weak electrolytes. Weak acid, acidic acid, formula CH3COOH. Carbonic acid, H2CO3. Phosphoric acid, H3PO4. These are the example for weak acids. Next one, weak base. Ammonium hydroxide. Ammonium means NH4. Hydroxide OH. Formula NH4OH. This is the example for weak base. Non-electrolytes. What is non-electrolytes? Some compounds such as glucose, alcohol dissolved in water but do not form ions. Such compounds are called non-electrolytes. Non-electrolytes do not conduct electricity. The example for non-electrolytes. Dissolved in water do not form ions. This is called non-electrolytes. Next topic. How does an electrolyte conduct electricity? An electrolytic cell. An electrolytic cell is a device used to pass electric current through an electrolyte. An electrolytic cell is a container in which two separate electrodes. These two separate electrodes are fixed in a definite manner. Electrodes are rods or plate made of connecting materials. They are connected with source of electricity. The electrode connected to the positive terminal is the anode. Anode is positive electrode. And the another electrode connected to the negative terminal is the cathode. Cathode is negative electrode. Anode is positive electrode. Cathode is negative electrode. Anode is a positive terminal. Cathode is a negative terminal. The electrolyte solution is filled in the electrolytic cell. Electrolyte solution is filled in the electrolytic cell. When the circuit is completed by joining the anode and the cathode to the electric cell, the positively charged cathode of the electrolyte emerges towards the negative electrode and the negative charged anions moves towards the positive electrodes. Positively charged cathodes towards the negative electrode. Negatively charged anions moves towards the positive electrodes. This movement causes electricity to flow.